healthy obsession with kaiju we have. I am your co-host, Kent, and with me is your other co-host,
Jason, how's it going, everyone?
Now you got to be the dumb one. Thank you for joining us. This is Daikaiju Network. We are continuing our coverage of the Spectreman TV series. Like I said, I'm your co-host, Kent. With me is your other co-host, Jason. And we're going to continue something that we started here this last week, which is a commentary / brief discussion of the Spectreman series, which we thought provided a more unique way of going about talking about the shows, and we thought maybe it would be more entertaining for you guys as well to not only follow along with us, if you have the capability of watching these shows, which Jason says they are on YouTube. So if you don't have them in disc format, you can find them on YouTube. But not only that, it just you get to hear our WTF opinions in real time. They're not scripted.
So basically, it's just a hybrid of our discussions on the regular show, and as well as what we do on commentaries and stuff. So Kent thought of the idea here last week, and we'll give it a shot and see how it goes. But here we are doing it once again.
And by the way, I know there may be some people out there that are like, well, Gamma Rebirth's been out for almost a month now. Why haven't you guys really said anything or talked about it? For starters, Jason doesn't have a Netflix subscription anymore. So there's one deal.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've last had Netflix.
And second of all, for whatever strange reason, this particular fall semester period has been really busy. Like the kids are in soccer, they're busy doing that, so they got practices during the week. I've had one cat that's had to have a couple of visits because she's got a cavity, and so they're getting ready for a tooth extraction there. And there's just been a host of other things going on that have been really busy. Here this last week, though.
And I would like to say that, we've been in the middle of both Comic Rider and then this for a while. So it's better to kind of finish one of them before moving on to another thing.
Yeah, and I did watch the first episode of Gamma Rebirth here 4 or 5 days ago. So I am slowly working on it. So part of me has thought, depending upon what we do once we get done with Spectreman here, if Jason wants to have a brief subscription to Netflix, we can either maybe cover it before the year's out, or if not, what I may do is have it as part of my coverage for a year-end episode and discuss it then. So you at least got a little bit of a wait for that. So before we move on to episodes 37 through 39 of Spectreman, we're getting close to the end now, sort of. We're about 2/3 of the way through almost. Jason, housekeeping.
Yeah, so if you're watching us on YouTube or any other platforms, if you see a subscribe button down below or above, make sure to hit that, as well as smash the like button. And if you have any comments related to this video, make sure to comment down below. And you can find everything Daikaiju Network all in one place at our Linktree page there /Daikaiju Network. We're available on video platforms such as YouTube, Rumble, Twitch, Facebook, and as well as X, formerly known as Twitter. And we're available on audio platforms such as Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, as well as TuneIn. And I need after we get done, I need to put in Podbean as well in that. And you can find both video and audio versions of our episodes right on our website at daikaijunetwork.com.
All right, so are we ready to start?
Yep, I'm on right at the beginning here with that Richard L. Rosenfeld.
Okay, so because I got the menu up, what I'm going to do is give the title of the episode. So every time we're done with an episode, I'm going to go back to my main menu. But episode 37 on mine is titled Operation Destroy Gory Saucer Base. And don't bother asking Jason. His just says episode 37 is kind of lame.
Yeah.
All right. So, for the umpteenth time, for those who are brand new to us or have sort of forgotten, for commentaries, I am going to count down from 3. I'm going to go 3, 2, 1, go. Once I say go, that's when you hit play or select whatever it is on the specific device that you're using.
Yep.
All right. We ready?
Indubitably.
Indubitably. It's like, what was that, post-crispy cereal? Okay, let's have a research thing.
I don't know. It's been a while.
Right. Now I do want to look it up. Okay, here we go. 3, 2, 1, go.
Put up a screen here for the time being.
Spectreman. I do miss the old Karas mask. I thought that was a better gorilla mask.
Yeah. It could just be like, I don't know, maybe the mask was missing or
someone stole it.
Out. Maybe
quick, someone stole Karas's mask.
Maybe using it for Halloween and then someone stole it, never to return again.
Could be. And then maybe what he's using is an actual gorilla face. They're like, quick, we can't make a new mask because we're on these short production schedules. Anyone have an idea? Let's go to the zoo and skin an actual gorilla's face off and quickly clean it.
Yeah, because like the other one just seems like it's like he has a weird haircut or something.
Everything about the new mask is, I mean, it's not horrible, but it's just, here we go again. I mean, this would work if you guys were consistent about making it more about pollution.
Yeah, it seems like when you get to the halfway point, it just feels like the whole pollution plot device just sort of gets ignored.
Yeah, I mean, they still kind of periodically bring it up, but yeah. Oh, they're on him, and it only took them 2/3 of the series to figure it out.
There's our gal with at least a helmet.
I forgot about that. There's probably a good reason why I forgot about it. I have to say, like, the quality of most of the shows on my discs, I mean, it's better than having nothing, but the quality is sort of meh. How is it on your end?
It's
meh.
Not as sharp compared to
Okay, so now I don't
DVD.
feel so bad. That I was wondering if I would have FOMO.
Yeah, if you, like, after we get done with this episode and go and type in Spectreman episode whatever on YouTube and then kind of briefly look at one of them, you'll know.
It's like, oh, yep, that's kind of like what I got. So good, I have no FOMO. You should have been asking that, like, the whole. Yeah, it's roughly the same quality, if not in some respects a little worse than mine. Like, at least the one I'm looking on, The color is like, what's the term? Not saturated, but the opposite of that.
It's dull.
Faded. It's really dull and faded.
We're already in the cave.
She really has like no eyebrows.
Yeah,
This is sort of disturbing.
That's what I said. Was it like a couple episodes ago? Like, it seemed like she had no eyebrows whatsoever.
It's like she could almost pull off being like an android. Oh my gosh!
See how the way they friggin' walk?
You're like faceless claymen. They almost remind me of the putties to some degree from Power Rangers.
Yeah, like faceless versions of Dr. Gory.
Have you ever seen or heard of the movie Curse of the Faceless Man?
I think I might have, but if I do, it would have been some number of years ago.
It's actually a pretty decent movie, but these guys look very similar to that faceless man in the movie.
Or like Slender Man.
Was that?
Or like Slender Man.
You know, I've never seen Slender Man.
It's kind of this creepy, faceless thing.
Gently, Karis, like gently killer? Is that what he means?
I don't know, but I just don't like the way he's trying to do things.
I know. I'm just like, this is like the alleged Mel Tucker thing.
Okay.
Come here, pretty little girl. Oh my God. Like, did we just watch a mild rape scene?
You know, I was going to say something, but I was like, I'm not going to go.
Solar energy, you idiot. Like I said, how is this Japanese country still up and running when you got morons like this running the show? Was it solar energy? Do you see any fucking solar panels?
Well, for me, it sounded like they said atomic energy on my end.
Well, that's what Joji told his supervisor, but his supervisor asked if it was solar energy. Oh my God, fucking genius is here. You sure of that? What do you think they've been trying to do for like 37 episodes? Are you sure they're trying to conquer us? I mean, yeah, they've been sending monsters, but come on. That's silly talk.
It's better than, oh, I don't believe you. Well, then what? Why the fuck are you guys here?
Either
What
that
sort
or
of place are you guys in right now?
Or like last week, the greatest explanation that I've ever heard. We're living in strange times.
It almost looks like that these Android, quote unquote, Android guys have pairs of hose over their face.
It's going to say the same thing. I'm like, these spacemen are not like the most advanced if they're wearing pantyhose over there.
Because I mean, just look in some of those shots. There is like there's so much extra room.
We didn't have the budget. It's like, I would rather than you go and find cheap kids' plastic Halloween masks. The music here is really strange.
Wait, I thought that the crocodile's little cape thing was torn off, but yeah, he has it now.
Yeah, you're right. It got torn off.
Flat hole.
That's what we call a whoopsie.
Whoopsie doopsie. Oh, come on. You guys are in shallow waters there.
I was going to say, it doesn't look that deep. Haven't you noticed a lot of times we make fun of stuff when we do commentaries? Although I guess with Spectreman, that's kind of a given.
Yeah, at this point, it's like, why even bother?
To remind everyone of my comment on the kaiju for this storyline, I do like it, minus the
no, he doesn't
look,
have
it's
the
not
cape.
there. Oh, so were those scenes filmed before the whole sequence of it getting torn off?
I wouldn't doubt it. I wouldn't be a bit surprised at this point. So that's an editing error.
Well, and again, they probably, because of short production time, probably didn't have the time to like maybe refilm it. Probably didn't have the money to refilm it, and probably didn't have the time to like go back and edit it more properly. What is it with sped up sequences in this episode? What the? Oh my gosh! He swung it so hard he detached from his tail. Oh my god. Even Spectreman was like, what?
Man, I didn't think it'd be that funny.
It's just, I should have seen it coming because that's what this show is all about. Oh my gosh.
Oh, now of course is trying to make her high with all the smoke.
Oh, this episode went from like, oh, this is awful to like, this is great. Oh man.
Well, are you
I
getting
can't
high
believe what
yet?
I saw. Did he say she'll make a killing? Are they trying to sell her?
No, I think he said, I think we killed her.
So are you inviting them to come in? If not, if you're just doing it thinking maybe they might, then you're terrible at what you do.
Mm.
I want us
Well,
to just
it's too
rewind
late.
back to...
No shit. You guys didn't realize that the last 2 episodes?
Like I said, dude, I don't know what it is about Japan in this show, but the brightest bulbs do not work for the higher up. And how did he not notice? Oh, I thought he was going to snap his neck.
That's what I thought too. Or at least cave his head in.
How did Karas not kill him when he's shown in the past that not only does he have brute strength, which he should because he's a gorilla, but he was so bloodthirsty as well?
Yeah. Maybe they thought a bit too brutal.
Yeah, for a kid show.
Because since then they haven't done anything like that.
I know. I've wondered that too. Like, did they get complaints or?
That could be one thing if we haven't seen it for like many episodes now.
Oh my gosh. He's become more of a bumbling fool than before, too. I mean, he's always been bumbling on some level, but he's more bumbling now.
Yeah.
Why didn't he use that pipe?
It's Kara's. What do you expect?
Yeah, I should know better. Who needs Spectreman when just a regular human being could take on a gorilla?
Mm-hmm. Because I mean, in earlier episodes, like a punch from a normal human being wouldn't really affect Kara's.
Right.
It's like a machine laser gun.
He says let's go to himself.
Yeah. Sounds like someone's farting.
Pardon.
Yeah, I'm just hungover from all this cannabis that they gave me. And I didn't talk. Okay. Bit of a weird response. It's like they were talking in this monotone voice in a way with this dub. It just seems so weird. Now it has the cape.
Oh my gosh. Does it still have its tail too? I didn't see.
I think so.
Dear God. What monstrosity is this episode?
A monstrosity. That's all you need to know.
Even then, it seems to be doing okay. I mean, I know there's a form of lizard, like was it a chameleon or something, or a gecko that can lose its tail, but this doesn't look like one of those.
It has its cape. And
it has its tail. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that'll... I guess it does. That's a first. Is that all?
Yeah,
I was hoping there'd be two.
Why? He's doing a thing so you guys can run.
Right.
Stand there.
I understand this. Because it's blinding the monster when you actually shoot it. So... Wait a minute. Is its cape gone again?
His tail is back, but now his cape is gone.
And the cape's gone.
I mean, his tail is there.
Oh, man. You know what we call this, folks? Amateur hour.
Flat hole.
That too. Maybe this thing can't die.
For certain, it will die this time.
The face part though looks really weird because the jaw's all cockeyed.
Yeah, yeah. I was gonna say, it just seems off-putting. What the heck? It's got liquid coming out from its fingers.
It's gonna get dehydrated. Aw, well, I
Apparently
figured
it's
that's what it was
acid.
supposed to be, but
Sounds like he's friggin' snoring.
how come it didn't use this in the last episode? All of a sudden, it magically comes up with this ability. He comes in. It's like the thing you and I used to do where we would connect our thumbs together and then pull our hands forward as if we were going to strangle each other.
Yeah.
I will say, I mean, the battle's pretty decent. I mean, it's entertaining enough.
Right. Here has the tail once again.
Are we going to pull it off again? The music has been a little weird in this episode.
Yeah, it sounds a bit more sci-fi-ish than the regular music. Although it sort of fits with the type of
A
subject.
bit, but yeah. I mean, I think it works better when you have your quieter moments. We know Dr. Gore is not dead.
Yeah.
What kind of a weird narrative exposition is this?
Yeah.
Like,
I don't quite remember. Now there's
yeah.
never seen this before.
That's actually kind of cool in some respects, but yeah,
the next time thing. A little
All
preview
right,
on the
well.
next episode.
Let me get back to the menu here.
Yeah.
All right, Jason. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just, I mean, it's still a continuation from the past few episodes from the last episode that we discussed on. Finally got the monster taken care of, and Sally's now saved and everything. But yeah, that was a really weird ending, saying, "Oh, is Dr. Gory dead?" Yeah, he's gonna come back and all that stuff.
Yeah.
As far as
to talk about Sweebles here, I didn't see your chat message there. First of all, ignore Streamlabs when it does that. That's Streamlabs being a jerk. I don't think I've seen the Japanese version of this. No, I don't remember a scene where Karas pulls someone out of an ambulance and breaks his arms. So I figured some stuff has probably been edited out of this series because we have talked about with some previous episodes, there were some really weird edits where you jump from one scene to the next and there was no real connective tissue.
Yeah, no
So we've talked about that
explanation
before.
whatsoever.
I've always assumed, yeah, we missed out on on some things, which is unfortunate. But I don't know where you can find the Japanese version of these. But
Yeah, it's on YouTube at least
oh, okay.
because before I found the English dub one, there was some Japanese versions out there.
I might have to watch it because I like seeing Karas too.
It sounds a little bit different, like Dr. Gory's voice. I mean, obviously a bit different in a way. It's like I'm not quite used. It's like whenever you hear either dub, like the English dub, or vice versa, it just sounds so different. In a way, it's like I'm not quite used to this voice. Like sometimes different kinds of voices are a bit better for a certain character, whereas the other one, it just sounds a bit out of place. And it was like, I prefer this voice than this voice.
Well, yeah, I mean, first and foremost, you're used to it, but at the same time, in your head, it seems to fit with this type of character. Whereas instead of hearing something like, Karis, you buffoon, I will conquer the world, that definitely is going to be off-putting.
Yeah. So yeah, what would you rate this episode?
On some levels, I really enjoy this episode because it is, again, so bad it's good, especially when we got the whole swinging of the kaiju around to where its tail falls off, and even Spectreman's going, what? But then we have shots where the creatures like flap is attached again, and then another shot it's not. Then we get the tail put back on after it was pulled off. This is a mess of an episode. It's
a lot of
funny.
A lot of mistakes.
It's funny in all the wrong ways. As far as a letter grade, and again, if I were to be very serious about it, this would get probably like a D- to an F. But I had fun enough with it. I got to give it a C+ because it's so stupidly fun.
Yeah, with this one, there's quite a few mistakes from the post-production. Obviously, there's a lot of inconsistencies on that front. It's like, does he have the cape or not? Same goes with the tail, because we've seen the cape torn off by Spectreman in the previous episode, and then you get him losing the tail in this episode. But then in many shots here, you either see him with the cape still on or not. But then, like, after him losing the tail, you pretty much see that throughout the remaining parts of this episode with him still having the tail. So it's like a lot of issues on the post-production part here. But at least
just the production in general.
At least as far as the story goes for this, it's pretty much consistent throughout. I think it was the 3 or 4 part arc of this particular thing. And the battles for this one, it's still pretty good for what it does. But yeah, just I think as far as the post-production part, I would have to say this is probably the worst post-production editing mishap in this series so far. And I hope I hope they don't do it again. But when it comes to this show, I won't be a big surprise from here on out. So
you shouldn't, yeah.
So with that, I would give episode 37. I would give it a C- on this one.
Oh, C-, is that what you said?
Yeah.
Yeah, one thing what we need to try to remember to do, Streamlabs like sends these jerkish responses to people saying please refrain sending long messages. We need to try to remind people of that as we go. And like if you send a message and you see that, that's the program sending that, and just give it the middle finger.
Obviously, there's not much I can do about that. It's
I know
just
I'm
kind
not
of-
saying that you can. I'm just saying that we should just let people know that could come up. And
it's just sort of a moderator sort of thing, since we don't even have moderators, so it's just kind of an automatic thing. So
yeah, I'm just telling people to ignore it. So on my DVD here, in a preview of the next episode, which is titled Advance Towards the Sphinx, there is a shot here of some appendage or whatever that comes out, and it looks very much like the aliens from 1953's War of the Worlds. Stealers, thieves. We got here, like non-originalists. So let me get my thing set up here. Are you ready here?
Yep.
Okay, here. I'll do the countdown. 3, 2, 1, go.
All right. Get that.
So the Sphinx thing, I mean, it looks mildly interesting. Again, it's not original, but the suit looks actually pretty decent from the preview.
Yeah. Just have to see how it executes here. Because, like I said, it's been a while since I've last seen this show.
Where was Overlord? Like, how come people didn't put 2 and 2 together that Joji was Spectreman the last episode? Because, I mean, he virtually did it right in front of him. You know what? I'm downgrading my grade of the last episode to a C.
Under gay.
I bet that's our favorite kaiju of this of this series. Here we go again.
Yeah, it's
This
it's going to be
Sphinx is
that
not
way
built out.
throughout.
Well, the Sphinx is not built out of pollution. Unless you consider man-made structures garbage.
This feels like a rake and bass setting.
Yeah, it does. This narrator doesn't sound trustworthy.
And they have 4 big pyramids instead of just the 3.
Oh no! What is
Flying Sphinx
this? Is so. It's actually got rockets
underneath. Fish don't strike.
Then the other guy bites him in the leg.
Like, you son of a bitch.
That's funny.
It looks so small.
Yeah, that looks like a toy. Yeah. That is, Toei with Johnny Sacco did a better job.
Yeah. I think this is TV Tokyo. I think that made this series. I'll have to go back and look.
My gosh, they're putting in like real world politics in here. That's like some
But seriously,
stuff there.
what the hell happened to Margaret?
I think
No
we wondered about
explanation.
that a couple episodes ago.
Yeah, last episode, that's what I talked about. Is like you never get any explanation or whatever. Again, you get this Sally gal with no
I hope we get
eyebrows.
an explanation as to how this Sphinx came alive, because it was made of purely stone.
Doesn't look quite stone to me.
I like how they actually put claws on it. The suit's pretty decent. These toy tanks, though, looked a lot more convincing than that Sphinx did floating in the water a moment ago.
Yeah, sort of a weird howl, like a
I was
growling
thinking the
cat
same thing.
noise.
It's almost, you could hear a little bit of Orga in it. We haven't seen Dr. Gory. Like, did he make this thing come alive? Like, how did this thing come to life?
I'll probably have to find out.
So who's this gal character name?
Sally.
Okay. Maybe she took out Margaret. She's like, there can only be one woman here.
Again, what's with this camera? Is there really any purpose for that?
Look at what we can do.
Wait, walk.
Put 'em.
Sounds like farts.
Maybe Margaret's losing it.
Ate too many beans.
Too many burritos. You guys are looking in the wrong direction. Yeah, why don't you like throw her out of the car and leave her behind again like you did before?
Yeah. Not let her go in the direction where they're at and just go a completely different location.
I know. Yeah. And like not even put the thing in reverse. What the heck? So they put those fins on it. It rolled like 2 feet. Was
And
that
then
even
takes them off.
necessary?
Yeah, and takes them off. What the heck?
That wasn't even necessary. Bunch of dummies. That's a big explosion from that small thing.
Yeah. Auto club.
We got it good.
What does the auto club got to do with that?
Everything, don't you know? It's like a ghost or something that inhabits that thing. It almost looks like it's got an ET face.
Or that, or like that alien from Mac and Me.
Oh,
Or Me and
yeah.
Mac.
So, what you're saying is this is a subversive McDonald's commercial.
Yep.
Touche, Spectreman. Now I want a hamburger.
I kind of do now too.
We're grilling New York strip tonight, so that's a offshoot of a hamburger.
One of these times when you guys come here, there's this meat market that has Wagyu New York strip steak, and I grilled some of that. Oh man, it's so good.
Wagyu is good.
Yeah.
You guys didn't think we'd be talking about food on this episode. Well,
nope. Plot twist.
I bet many of you are hungry now and are cursing at us.
Yeah. Better get those hamburgers right now.
They just had some episode need to play chicken with this car.
Or tag.
With one person on their feet, and then they start chasing after him. And they're like, ah!
Yes, instead of just like, the way that they tag, they'll just run over the guys.
Yeah. Tag, you're it. What'd you say?
Speaking of chickens, here's some of your chickens.
That'd be funny if Joji went into like that chicken coop, broke one of the necks, and started eating the chicken. And like Margaret's looking at him all disgusted.
Like, what are you doing? It's like, well, I'm a bit hungry. I haven't eaten for a week.
And then he rips off an actual leg and hands it to her. Want it?
Come on there, Kenny.
I'm not Kenny. Well, you look like one.
How would they know?
Steve.
My name's Steve, and this is Bobby.
Steve is like the American version of a Kenny. Hi, I'm Steve. Why don't you come to my house? I'm Steve. I want you to meet my father, Steve.
Stop talking about Steve. It's that same bridge every friggin' time.
And yet it keeps getting rebuilt. What Japanese baseball team is that? I see it on a number of hats in like Japanese kaiju movies and some of these tokusatsu ones.
Oh, I think it's the Tokyo Giants. Yeah, it's the Giants. I forget the exact name. Let me check here.
So they're like the Yankees of the Japanese baseball league.
Yeah.
It's Mac. The Korean baseball league is awesome. Like their team names, they got one that's like the Dinos or whatever. It's like, oh, that's cool. I wish American baseball were.
It's Yomiuri Giants.
Yomi, is that an actual like community Yomiuri, or is that a section of like what do they call it? A district in Japan? Oh, here's the alien from War of the Worlds getting ready to come out here.
Oh yeah, but no, they're located in Bunkyo, Tokyo, Japan, which is where Tokyo Dome is located.
So, what do they call them? Like districts or something like that in Tokyo? Like Shinjuku and all that? That's what they're called, districts?
Ward.
Ward, yeah. Benji, oh dear. Could have picked better names.
Yeah,
I would rather have.
But yeah, they've won quite a bit of championships.
Yeah, I totally believe that Japanese children are named Steve and Benji. What the heck?
What's with this inverted picture?
Like, what are these? Like, are these like alien creatures or something? By the way, we have not even seen Gory.
But the one leader there's got the same voice as Karas.
Exactly. Is this a mild continuation of the last episode?
I don't think so.
I will give him credit for not blinking there.
Yeah.
Who are these guys? They're not Karas. Oh, she blinked.
I mean, he still mentions Gory.
Let's shoot a chicken.
What was the point of that? It's like it stays put, but then just runs off.
I think they don't know what a chicken is, so they froze it in case maybe it was some type of an enemy. That's my guess. You had that coming.
Like aliens from Middle East. Like
yeah, it's supposed to be Egyptian.
Yeah. What the heck? What's with that? What the hell is with the shot?
Oh dear. Yeah, that's gonna help you with a long distance weapon. Okay, Rambo. Oh my gosh, we got genius at work here. am bored as shit.
Yeah, there's Karis.
Okay. I was gonna say, like, boy, like, just, ugh.
So we got our answer from from the question from the last episode.
Yeah, makes a little more sense. Back-to-back episodes of, like, human beings being able to take on Karis.
Now we get Dr. Gory.
Like, this is towards the end of the episode and we're just finding this out.
Apparently. Whoa, that seemed like a really weird looking Sphinx there.
It's like Smeagol.
Yeah, that's what I was just thinking too.
Hey, look, I found Steve.
For how young he is, he's got a pretty deep voice.
It's like that lieutenant or commander from Lake Texarkana Gamma who's a 5-year-old. Oh, yeah. It's Spectreman.
My God, does this Sphinx have hair?
He does, yeah.
My God, that just looks so weird.
It is.
It's like, why even change it? It was good the way it was. Holy cow.
This thing almost looks like it's behaving in a robotic way or something.
It looks sort of like a turtle-ish and humanoid looking thing. It's just not a Sphinx at all.
Oh, no. So, how do you explain this thing that's been around for like several thousand years?
It looked like in one of the shots where he threw it, like they swung the camera a bit too far to where you saw the actual stage for a brief moment.
Yeah, that suit was clearly empty.
Oh, yeah.
Because, like, the one ankle was twisted at 90 degrees.
Yeah. Well, that's it. Episode 38.
that was an episode. Yeah, so it started off interestingly enough, but pretty head scratching. Then it got really dull, and then interesting and slightly entertaining towards the end. the Sphinx suit that started off the episode, I thought looked pretty good. The one at the end,
Yeah.
like you said, it looks weird. I sort of
Yeah,
like it just because it is so different. But
but
yeah, it is weird regardless.
yeah, yeah, I'm in the same boat as you when it comes to this episode here, where it just felt like it was pretty dull in a way throughout the majority of this episode, and then within the last couple minutes, it just really picks up, which is a bit weird in a way. And it's like I was just sort of starting to space out.
I was too.
and then it's like with that question from the previous episode, is Dr. Gory dead and all that, and we didn't get to see him throughout the majority of the episode till it starts to really pick up, and you get kind of these guys dressed up in Arab clothing and all that, and looking a bit different with different weapons and all that, and then all of a sudden, yeah, it's Karas and stuff, and then you just get to see Dr. Gory. It's like it's like they just pop out of middle of nowhere after the previous episode with that question, oh, are they dead and all that. So yeah, and yeah, just with the Sphinx suit, I mean, just use the previous one that we've seen throughout the majority of this episode. I don't know what the purpose was to completely change the Sphinx to where it looks like Golem in a way. And it was just so out of place for this. Like, just keep the other original costume for the Sphinx, because it just looks so much better. Why even bother changing it for God knows whatever reason that they wanted to? It just felt out of place in a way. So for me, with episode 38, I would give this one I'd give this one a D plus.
Yeah, I'm giving it the exact same grade. I just it's decent enough to where I can't like give it any lower of a grade, let alone fail it. But it's still a below average episode that really, as I've said it in real time. I've even said it on this podcast many times over however many years now we've been doing this thing. One of the greatest sins, any piece of entertainment, more especially with things like TV shows and film, is to be dull. That's the greatest sin any of those types of mediums of entertainment can be. And this was fairly dull. It's not the dullest thing I've ever seen, nor the dullest Spectreman, but it's in that group. So yeah, I got to give it a D plus as well. All right, so we are in the final episode of this particular podcast episode 39, titled Operation Break into the Monster Zone.
Wow, that's quite the operation name.
Well, yeah. Is this going to be one of those where we think it's going to be spectacular like a few weeks ago, and then find out Dr. Gory is pretty stupid and allows all of his kaiju to like fight each other in a Mortal Kombat before?
At this point, with episode 38 being dull and stuff, and then picking up pretty much at the very end there, I'm sort of hoping that it gets exciting, but I'm skeptical in a way. Like, is it gonna like have a brief moment in the fighting between the Sphinx and Spectreman, and then it just goes dull again and up until towards the last couple minutes? I'm gonna predict it right here, right now. It's gonna do that. I think it's
I think it'll be a little bit better. I'm not saying it's going to be great. I will say if I gave the last episode a D plus, I'm thinking this one's going to be. This one will be a C, but nothing higher than a C plus. That's what I'm predicting.
For me, I think it's going to be a C minus.
Oh wow, only just a pinch better.
Yep. Having my
All right, you
expectations
ready?
be a bit low. Yeah, I'm
So
ready.
that way you can be blown away when it's actually like the greatest thing you've ever seen, huh?
Hell, we'll find out.
All right, you ready?
Yep.
All right, 3, 2, 1, go.
All right, and then get.
I will say this song does get stuck in your head.
Oh yeah. Kind of gives you that cozy type of feel
Speak for yourself.
until you actually watch the full episode.
It's cozy, and then you watch, you're like, I feel insecure in
What did I get myself into this time?
I feel like I've been violated. He likes swinging kaiju by the tail.
I'm surprised for how fast he swings all these monsters with their tails and stuff that he doesn't rip them off as easily like he did with that crocodile monster.
It took like 30 something episodes for it to finally happen.
Yeah.
Maybe that's a personal goal of his. Yak, yak, yak. Can you just shut your mouth and we get into the episode here?
Spectreman. Planium or Palladium?
I guess I missed that from the last episode.
I know he mentioned something of the sort when we saw him the first time.
See, these guys are. I just am now realizing that our group of heroes, they've been out fighting monsters for a while, but that's not their job. Their job was supposed to be like people who clean up environmental disasters or to assess environmental degradation. And all of a sudden now they're becoming monster fighters.
Yeah, it's just like I said early in that episode, it just felt like that after the halfway point that they just sort of ventured off from that whole pollution sort of plot device.
It's like the writers, you can just see it in your head. The writers just sort of shrugged and are like, oh, well.
We're just going to get away from this whole thing because it's just a certain amount of things we can do with that whole plot.
It's a load of bunk, but oh, well.
Spectreman, your heart out.
What the hell does that even mean in this context?
I don't know. It's chorus.
Yeah, George, I saw it. Where's Overlord to help out?
Yeah.
That lazy ass.
Speaking of which,
Again, like I said before, it's as if Overlord is in the control center, puts his feet up on the control panel, and says, "Nope, hands off approach. Unless he asks for help, I am just going to sit back and watch." It's like, who? I hope he's not collecting a paycheck.
probably is, and just looking at some nudie megs.
He's like, these Earth people. Ooh.
Did he say, "Are you crack"?
Are you cracked? Still, I mean,
crack?
more or less. You might as well have just said, "Are you on crack?" Are you on crack? And then it shows a close up. He's got a white mustache, and he crosses his eyes and goes, "Yeah."
Wait, hi? Oh, I'm drunk right now.
What are you, dumb? They're trying to shoot at Overlord. Thank God someone's doing something right. How? How, Margaret? How? How do you infer that?
I don't think it's Margaret. I think it's Sally still.
Or Sally, yeah. Sally, Margaret, same thing. You have my gratitude for shooting at my boss.
Oh, God. Come on. You don't need a friggin' seatbelt when you're flying. Holy cow. What the hell is this?
I like it, whatever. Wait a minute. Did the Sphinx turn into that?
Oh my God, it is.
Oh, gosh. I'm actually beginning to get terrified of this thing.
Yeah, what the hell?
This thing is always mutating.
First, just a sphinx looking thing, and then it turned into Gollum, and then now it's like a friggin' spider alien thing.
It's almost like Thing from Another World, where it takes like a normal form of something and then just gradually loses said form into weird creature like form.
Yeah.
This is creepy, dude. I'm actually getting a little creeped out by this.
Yeah. Come on, guys. And then now you get spider webs. Like giant spider webs, literally.
World.
That make the car explode. What the heck?
Venomous type spider webs.
And spider webs are indestructible even when using laser guns. Jeez. Exploding web. You
Why aren't
morons.
they like evaporating or whatever? Oh dear, it's supposed to be like some type of spider. I'm legitimately getting creeped out.
So friggin' creepy. What the heck? And then you get like a Slender Man looking thing.
It's a mummy.
What is going on? Boy, that's some flimsy door. Why don't you just...
Ow, you're wearing a stupid helmet, idiot.
And you say that's the only road. Why don't you just backtrack? Talk, kid.
I'm going to admit right now, Jason, I think I did space off for a bit there. like, all of a sudden, I'm like, this is so stupid and dull.
I'm sort of the same here, where I sort of spaced out a bit as well. So where's my $5? Whatever. Yeah, just go down the hill. That's how you can get to the lab. He moves like a mountain goat.
Oh, the stupid just hurts.
And why didn't they see the spider web right there?
Why isn't he blowing up or something? Because I mean, if that's strong enough to like mess with cars and tanks,
and the
I
soldiers
mean, it's got to.
too. But then, like when these guys were stuck in the web, they didn't explode either.
This guy's been wearing a helmet all the time. Like, did he have some serious head damage that he's got to protect himself from?
And then
'Cause
they
I've
have
not seen
rockets
him not
too.
wear it for a long time.
What the hell? And they have rockets to begin with. Why didn't they friggin' use it to go to the lab?
When did this happen? I don't recall at any point in this episode or any previous episode where they're like, hey, we got rockets strapped to ourselves.
Yeah, they didn't show it when Sally was showing all this helmet equipment a few episodes ago. Wait,
No
what?
one saw that, I guess. What do it? The stupid is thick with this one. Yeah, George. Yeah. See? And the kid was caught in the web. And he,
So much inconsistency.
Oh, well, you know, he's right there next to it. Why didn't he lose his leg or something? What the heck?
Yeah, I would like to know too. Why did it get red all of a sudden? It loses its appendage.
Okay, lose your feet now. Oh, for the love of... Oh, I'm getting frustrated here. Tick tock, tick tock. Yeah, I'd like to order a large cheese pizza. Yeah, I want an early dinner. I'm not doing anything else the rest of the day. You know, well, I had plans, but they sort of fell through due to stupid. Yeah, what I'm doing is stupid. Yeah. Shouldn't you smack him around because he said Spectreman was dead?
I think you guys should know at this point. It's never going to happen. What the heck is with the car's mask there? Holy cow.
Like I told you, dude, I swear they skinned an actual gorilla's face and threw it on him. They're still trying to sneak into that place.
It looks like the same exact setting from the last episode, or
It is.
no, not the last
From
episode.
2
a couple
episodes ago.
Yeah. When they were when they penetrated the base of Dr. Corey there.
I'm not gonna lie, like having this in here is so knuckenfutz that part of me enjoys it, but everything else around it is.
Okay, now how did he escape? Never got an explanation or any footage of him escaping from all that web.
Jeez.
And then that was completely it.
Is that it? Oh,
Yep.
really?
We never get any sort of visual of Spectreman escaping from that whole web. we only just see him, moving freely from the web
It makes
without
you
any
wonder.
web whatsoever on
It
him.
makes you wonder again because this is, dubbed by an American studio, and now that I feel very confident in saying we've been proven that items have been cut, it makes you wonder if maybe something here could have gotten cut.
I would have to think so. Because now it's making me want to see the Japanese version, see if there's any differences.
I see where the budget went for this one. You imagine them behind the camera like, yeah, fire.
Yeah, it's like, we're going to build the next set for... Oh my God, they're using the same music from, I think, Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla.
Yeah, I've heard some of the music over the previous episodes, like very similar to some of the late 60s, early 70s Godzillas. So these guys might almost have to be associated in some form, perhaps, with Toho.
Let me see who's behind Spectreman show here. Fuji TV, not TV Tokyo. What is going on here? Where are they going? What has this got to do with pollution? Oh man. Well, that's it of that. Oh man.
Well,
yeah, so I think I was right in this aspect where it was sort of picked up from where the last 2 minutes went from the high end and then just went sort of dull and then sort of picked back up. But yeah, I don't even know what to say at this point and then what's the point of again changing the Sphinx into a spider? It makes no sense whatsoever.
It doesn't, but that's one of the things I like about it is that thing got creepier as it went along.
It was creepy, but it didn't make any sense at all of
but
the reason
I will give it points for design and creepiness because like you could see it's almost like there was another jaw like around its neckline. Like I like that. That was pretty, again, creepy.
But I would have to say the big glaring issue with this is the whole thing with the spider's web.
It's inconsistent.
It like you had things once it touches the spider web, everything explodes. Even the soldiers, when they got close to it, they exploded and all that stuff. But then you had mainly the instances when the G team and these kids get stuck onto the spider web, as well as Spectreman, although it sort of showed some explosion, but it didn't do anything. But with the G team and the kids in this one, no explosion whatsoever. And then towards the end, with Spectreman defeating the Sphinx spider thing, we get no visual or shot of him escaping from the spider web or all the web that the Sphinx spider thing was throwing at him. And yeah, so this one, I gotta give it an F.
The only good thing about this episode was the kaiju, and there were some things that were funny to laugh at, but otherwise, again, another dull episode. Like you said, the inconsistencies and just sort of not even following their own rules when it comes to the spider web and a few other things. This batch in general was really not the greatest, but talking about this particular episode, yeah, it's an F. I mean, it was dull. Like I said, I did space out there at one point, and there's too many issues that actually turn out to be problems that I have with it, which is such a shame, because what they had with this ever-evolving, mutating kaiju that, yeah, it made no sense, but it got creepier as it went along. I really liked that. But like I said, everything else, the mummy thing made no sense either, and it's really dumb, but I could go with that on some level because it's just like weird shit like that.
It sort of matches with the whole Egypt thing, where the Sphinx comes from, obviously, but then
that too. But like, again, everything else just I gotta give it an F too. It was so disappointingly bad.
Yeah. Again, just with it changing into some kind of spider thing, it just does not make sense at all, even for its origin from being in Egypt. It just does not make sense at all. And then
the only thing that I think it could be related to is a scarab. But even then, I'm not sure it even resembled a scarab much.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, it's Nuck and Futz in that way, but I was willing to go with it because it looked cool. The only sad thing was that the writers couldn't deliver on that incredible idea.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it was a gold nugget with
a golden turd nugget
with crap poured all over it. So with that, thank you so much for joining us on this. Hopefully at least it was an entertaining watch or listen.
Or pretty dull listen. Or watch if you were watching with us.
So we'll be back next Sunday with 3 more dull or exciting episodes of Spectreman.
We'll have to
wait and see.
And so again, if you're watching us on YouTube, Rumble, whatever, if you see a subscribe button down below or above, make sure to hit that subscribe button, as well as smash the like button. And if you have any opinions on these episodes that we've discussed and watched, react to today, make sure to have your comments or add your comments down below. And you can find everything Daikaiju Network all in one place at our link tree URL right in front of your screen there, /Daikaiju Network. And we're available on video platforms such as YouTube, Rumble, Twitch, Facebook, and as well as X. And we're also available on the audio platforms such as Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, as well as TuneIn, and then just recently Podbean. And you can find both video and audio versions of our episodes on our own website over at daikaijunetwork.com. So with that, we will see you guys next Sunday. So Peace out, everyone.
See you next week.